You are the man behind the team of organizer of the INTERGEO in Germany. It's one of the biggest events I know in our industry, and we have known each other for a few years now. And if I understand right, your beginnings were not as an organizer. You were exact opposite of it. You were the one standing in the booths, right? And just thinking about how stupid the organizers are because they are doing this and they are doing something wrong. How does it feel on the both sides? Like, what do you think you didn't know when you were in the booth and you know now?
Yeah, so it's a very interesting question. As you said, I started completely different. I started as a surveying engineer, was specialized in satellite surveying, and I worked in this kind of field for 5 years. And because of my first job, I got it just quite right after the study. Um, you know, we my former or my first company was working for was writing a software on calculating satellite data for accurate positions, and the software was excellent and great. So my first boss told me, I say, okay, it seems to be that it's a good product. We have to sell it and take care about how to sell it and where we can do this. And and say, okay, I'm a surveying engineer and not a marketer, but of course I will do my best to reach out where we can go to sell your product. And this was the reason when I reached out and did a research, and I ended up at the Deutsche Geodätentag at that time. Was organized and owned by DVW, as the INTERGEO also nowadays is owned, and also from the conference side is organized.
There was the name. That was the name of the conference.
The former, yeah, the name of, or before it started turning into INTERGEO in 1995. It was Deutscher Geodätentag. It was a traditional annual meeting of the DVW, and it was more focused on the core theme of that what we have nowadays. So and I said, okay, I find an event. Let's go there. And he said, okay, yeah, let's organize it. And then it was first event we went was in 1992. And it was Augsburg, and we went there and we exhibit, and I was a rookie. I was happy to have a booth, and a space, and not forget anything what we would like to present. But it was, and I was astonished what was happening around me, all with the other booths, and I think, wow, what kind of
how many
room for improvement I have.
How many visitors were there back then, if you can just briefly remember?
At that time, it was, I don't know, 3,000, something like this.
Okay, so it was much smaller than it's now.
Yeah. It was smaller,
but still overwhelming for a young guy, right?
Yeah, when you never be involved in such an organization to present your company, to sell something, it was really a complete different view for my at that time. However, we overcome it, and of course, a lot of things went well. Other things went well. So, and with a learning curve, we started again coming back to the Deutsche Geodätentag in 1993. So, and from that onwards, we were exhibiting at that event, and we were able to sell our product, and it was great, and. After 5 years, I got an offer to change side here from my at that time boss, so that's the father of Christoph Hinter, and he asked me if I can imagine or can think about working for him and organizing the show.
Can you remember something you were like, as I mentioned in my question before, something that you thought was really stupid from the organizers, like you would change it right away before you even know or had an idea that one day you could be on the other side? Was there something like that?
Yeah, it's the way how the layout was planned at that time, you know. So when we look at the time, it was before 1995, and we had this smaller location where this event took place. Of course, there were limited opportunities to present, you know, and I can remember that in Mainz there was an event in 1995, and there was a booth directly opposite or in front of an elevator, and the elevator was needed that the setup and the dismantling can happen for a lot of exhibitors. So, and before the booth was not pulled down, there was no one else able to dismantle. So there were some glitches, which of course you say, okay, how can this be? And so it was only small thing, because I was so overwhelmed with this stuff I had to organize myself. And especially we you know, when we have to present the software, there was a need to showcase how it works. So and to do so, it was needed that we have a GPS antenna outside somewhere to collecting data to bring it into the booth to show the audience how we are able to calculate accurate positions. So, and that was part of my job, to find a way to bring out the antenna and bring in the cable into my booth to showcase how the software is running, you know. So, and it was
Did
always
you
fun, you
manage to
know.
do
And
it? Did you manage to do this?
yeah, in the beginning I was not so clever, you know. So, but over the time there was a routine to proceed. And it's also was a learning, of course, to start very early doing this, not only 6 weeks before the show, you know. So this was something which was of an interest, and there I saw, okay, it's good to get the right support from organizers to get the right presentation in. And yeah, so but when you start being a surveying engineer, you never think about those things, you know. Say, okay, what they are doing. And of course I visit other shows before, but completely with a different point of view, you know. And
So
yeah, this was good learning.
when you were asked whether you would join the INTERGEO organizing team, what was the feeling at that time? Like, because so until then you were the guy in the booth, enjoying different expos all around Europe or the world. So take me to your mind. Like, what were you thinking when you were offered this job? Were you like right away, I want to do this, or were you just thinking about this?
Yeah, so it's really like this, that I was thinking about. Of course, there's a good opportunity to do something, because while I was studying in Hamburg, I was sitting in the university and was asking myself what the hell I'm doing here and learning this stuff, which is very important for the society and for a lot of things which are going on our globe, but nobody knows this about, you know, and we not get the right awareness on doing this. And I said it would be good that I'm some days at a place where I can do something which bring this bit more and highlight this topic and bring it more and raise it more, so that the awareness of this geospatial and geodesy and so on is more out and will be more visible. So at that time when I got the offer, I thought, okay, someone was listening to me when I was sitting on the bench in the university. And yeah, I took the opportunity, because it was not the way on understanding the industry, because I knew the industry very well, but it was more to learn how to organize an event. And this, when it comes to the point saying, okay, and to accept that I was not knowing very much about how this can be and how it should work, you know. And I received a lot of support at Hinter at that time, but yeah, I would like to say it paid off at the end.
It's great to see your journey, and this would be my question, like, because when you were working for the company, you were selling these devices, you had to like specialize in what you understand, what you are studying in the technology, and like to go very deep into your field because, of course, you would need to speak to your potential clients during these expos and everything else. But once you move to the organizing side, you cannot specialize anymore, right? You like need to know a bit about everything basically,
Yeah.
but you don't have time to go very deep. Like how do you handle this?
Yeah, so it's of course a different kind of how you be active in the industry. You know, as you said, you are before I was really focused on satellite surveying and uh, generating 3D models, point clouds for. I was measuring in Hamburg, uh, and 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 also for Deutsche Bahn and so on and so forth. So, but then it comes to the organizer, and of course you need the helicopter view. You know, you have to get an understanding on what's going on in the different segments. What are the latest trends? And of course, it was also a kind of a learning curve for me because there was a lot of so for 5 years where I was focusing on one topic. I would not say I forgot everything what was next to this topic, but of course it was you have to step back to catch up to see what is the latest trend, what are the current state of the art products, so that you get the understanding what needs to be at your show floor to be relevant and to create the right benefit for the audience, so for the exhibitor, but also for the visitors. And this was, of course, in the beginning a kind of a learning for me, stepping up and getting a different view on the entire industry and to understand in different segment what's going on and what is state of the art.
If you can think back, it's more than 30 years now, right?
Yeah,
Since the
34
Intergeo
years.
is 34 years, and for you it's also 34 years, or is it more? In Intergeo, I mean.
No, it's not. It's 24 years. So I was from 25 until 24, 2015 to 24. I was with a with other company, which was also organizing shows. Was second largest trade show organizer worldwide, and so I was 10 years not with Intergeo.
What were the like the most important shifts you could experience during these years? Because it's quite a long time, and we can see this in the last few years, maybe a decade, that the development and like the whole industry is moving so fast that it's very difficult to keep on, right? To keep updated, to keep being updated, and so I'm interested to see like what important shifts have you seen in the Intergeo Expo?
Yeah, I would like to point out three important shifts over that time. First of all, it was the time when the GPS surveying opportunity joined the industry and came in as a new trend, and I was at that kind and at that time exactly in front of that curve, which coming as a trend into the industry, and because I was deep med during my study at the end to my master, and this changed a lot in the way how you survey and how you yeah, position objects, but also how you create the accuracy of points for long distance. You know,
So
it was
sorry. So just to be clear, you are speaking about the shift from going analog to digital capturing of the data.
yeah, but also the way what how GPS surveying was enabling the industry, you know, for measuring long distance. It was
Mhm.
not easy before to measure long distance and with a high accuracy. We changed immediately when the satellite navigation system come into place, and we were able to measure long distance with a GPS system. And so this was a shift which gave us a push in the surveying industry on yeah, getting new distances and areas measured. And this was a change. Okay, a lot of people at that time thought, okay, it's the one and only, and the other technology will not use anymore. But you know, you will find the limit in the GPS surveying at that time when you run into a tunnel. then immediately you will have no satellite signal, and no satellite signal means no position on the ground. So it was again saying at the end, it was a very good tool and technology, which was an add-on to the existing one, and gave new opportunities on surveying. And this was, of course, a push at that time for the industry, and that was that belongs over 10 years, something like this. And at that time, but after that, it was totally integrated in as a technology and system and workflows. And so nobody was more interested after 10 years only to see, okay, is the position right or not? But everything else was not discussed anymore. But this was a time when the geoinformation system come into place, because of the opportunity and the development of the IT system itself and the IT technology. Then it was around the 2000 when this systems run into place, and this was the next boost and the next shift for the industry, when we were able to add this topic to the INTERGEO at that time, which was, of course, a logical development after surveying the position and having different kind of opportunities to survey, and then giving these geodata additional qualifiers, and this was when the information system come into place and open up also a new area. And this was of course a game changer for a lot of data, how to use it and what kind of business cases and use cases you can do with this. And this is still nowadays, but at the moment, when you say, okay, for me the third and the most also one of the important shifts are the AI at the moment, and in the combination with reality capturing. When I look back and I joined Hinter again in 24, and I was in Stuttgart, there was no AI. More or less, there was no AI. So and the year after in Frankfurt, it smashed the show floor, the AI topic, especially also in combination with the reality capturing topic. So and when you compare the first push by GPS was more or less over 10 years. So the geo information system took only 5 years, and at the moment we are more or less year on year when something hit the industry and push it. And these are, of course, from my point of view, game changers for the industry itself.
My first INTERGEO was, I think, in 2017 or 18 or so. It was in Stuttgart. I'm not sure which year it was.
Yep.
But my experience when I came back was everything is about drones. Like I had that feeling from INTERGEO that there were drones everywhere. And so only for myself right now, when I can see, like last year, for example, at INTERGEO, I had the feeling that it was only about slams, like slams everywhere, right? So this is the shift for myself, for example, to see like how we are moving from one technology to another. And of course, as you mentioned, the AI, like everybody is trying to put AI basically anywhere, just to go with the hype, right?
Yeah, it's very interesting to see, and of course you are right. So also the drones was kind of a remarkable point in giving changes to the industry. You were able to measure areas or buildings or anything else in a complete different way. And it was not that static anymore, or you need not that effort by going by plane or have flights to get maps or pictures in place. So this was also a kind of a pushing boundaries for sure. But it's when you look back, and you mentioned it as well, it's the time frame is getting closer and closer. A trend jump in, and it's happened. It's not lasting 5 or 10 years. It's there maybe 1 year, and then it smashes the floor. And this is the thing what you also can see at INTERGEO. I'm pretty sure this year when you look at AI, what is possible, and it's not only in a software or how to in any application. It's also in the technology. So it's really unbelievable how it's scalable and how it make an impact on a lot of existing products and technology. So there were, because we ask, it's this 3 or 4 when you counter in also the drones, which I will say over the 34 years, which drives the development and the trends at INTERGEO.
Mm-hmm. I would like to speak about the exhibitors and exhibition booths and overall experience of exhibitors on a big expo. Okay, we are speaking about INTERGEO, but since you have so many experiences with also different trade shows, uh, as an exhibitor or later as an organizer, I'm interested in, like, where do you see the biggest mistakes of exhibitors, or of like exhibitors to be, like, what do they get wrong about exhibiting on an expo, or what wrong expectations do they have?
First of all, I would like to say when they are at any show, there was some kind of a process to understand. Okay, there are opportunities out there, business opportunities out. There's a potential to get more business in or to extend the network. So, in general speaking, this is a positive, on a really positive side. Any company who showed up at any event is first of all on the right way forward. But then it starts to think, then it's difficult sometimes to see how they look at it. It's not done on renting a space and building a booth and thinking about what kind of giveaways they can give to the audience, or what kind of product they can present. So it's something also to see and get in touch with the audience, to see what kind of audience are there and how I can address these audience. And nowadays, it's really something what I see that not all the exhibitors use the opportunities we offer to be and to raise the awareness and the visibility at the show to get the most out of it. And so that means I would not say it's a mistake or do something wrong. They did something wrong, but it's say stop at some specific point in taking care on getting really the return on that what they invest at a show. And for example, when you rent a booth, and you think about, okay, I have my budget, and I rent 9 square meters, for instance, or want to rent 9 square meters, and I look, okay, be at a row somewhere and have only one open side. It can work, but there is a lot of luck what you need to get really the most out of it. Because when you have these kind of booths, you have 3 meters at the aisle, so that you can think about it when you are a visitor and count your steps, and 3 step you have to get in touch with these exhibitor. So that means when you consider going into a show, also to have to take care that you get really good touch points. So when you look for 12 square meters or 15, the best would be to decide on getting a 2-side open booth, which is a corner stand, to have a 2 aisles with a touch point. And this is something, what really matters and make it different at the end. The invest is the same, but the output is completely different when you look at this. So this is something on the preparational side, which a lot of things can be maybe in some cases being better, but also using the opportunities we offer. When we have these directory and on our website, for instance, when I see how many exhibitors are not using to fill up the profile, So, but when we work and do promotion, we say, look at the exhibitors, and we have a search on the visitor on the exhibitors, also on their products, and it's not filled up. They can't be found. So that means it's pointless to be then in a directory when it's nothing in what you are doing, what are you offering, and this is very basic, but these are, from my point of view, things which easily can be changed. and of course we remind our exhibitors on doing so, filling up. But this is something which they can do better for sure. But at the end, is something which rules the success, if it's good, or judge the success is good or not. And so it means this is something what really is important to take care of.
Just the other day, I was listening to one podcast about the festival, the music festival here in Slovakia, and they were discussing the partnerships with different brands, and there was exactly this question, like, what do you think the companies that are partnering with the festival are doing wrong? And one of the things was that they think that it's enough to be there. Like, the company just rents the stand and they think that it all will be done there. And they don't understand that this is the huge opportunity, especially with, we are speaking about INTERGEO, especially with INTERGEO, because it's one of the biggest events in the world, in our industry. Like, every company, everybody is looking towards the INTERGEO, and they are somehow thinking about it, preparing for it, and discussing this few months before. It's not about those 3 days, right? It's about like 1 or 2 months before at least, and few weeks afterwards. So this is the whole opportunity to be communicating, like, we are going to be there, to do some videos, to showcase some things, to invite people to come to the INTERGEO, to visit their booth. It's not enough just to think that INTERGEO is responsible for bringing me my clients. It doesn't work like that. Do you agree on that?
Yeah, so it's really important to have an understanding what you would like to achieve. It's not enough to be there. So when you, I guess it's the same for the festival. A lot of people there. It's crowded, and what is the best way forward to get the best out of it? And this is something which a lot of or what you have to consider when you put your coins on any event. So and looking at this, there should be any clear goal what a company would like to achieve. Either brand awareness, product awareness, thought leadership, generating leads. In increasing your network. So these are really valuable goals what a company can and should achieve with such events. And they have to take care about it. And this is from my point of view, it's crucial to get the most out of it, and to be able to see, okay, what are the potential beyond that, what we know. And when you have not these clear goals, you can't be precise and will be precise, and it means you are mixed up everything, and you will be very difficult. It's very difficult for you to get any clear message and a clear result out of it. So I would like to say it's good to know what you would like to achieve. It's necessary to know what you would like to achieve when you go to any kind of event. And of course, you have to look into it and to question and to ask the organizer what they can do to get the best, what they can do that you achieve the best result in the outcome of this event.
I can see this, or you tell me. I'm not going to suggest the answer, but have this ever happened to you that some company said, "Oh, we did not get enough ROI from our attendance at INTERGEO, so we are not going to rent the booth next year"?
Of course, you have these kind of discussions for sure. This is something which is I guess a discussion with all organizers will have. When an exhibitor not meets the targets, then of course you have this discussion, and this is it's normal. But when it comes to this point, then of course something went wrong in the preparation time. So it means not wrong with the exhibitor, but also in the communication. So you can prepare it, when you reach out to the organizer and say, look, this is our main goals, this is what we would like to achieve, how we can do this as at best, how you can support me, what kind of opportunities I have to be integrated in your campaigns, in the visibility, and so on and so forth. And then, of course, we are able to tailor a special campaign or offer, which helps the different exhibitors to succeed in reaching their targets. But when you have this discussion that someone is not reaching the ROI, and you have, then usually something is missing beforehand. So it means the discussion on what they would like to achieve, and what we can do to support them that they can achieve their targets. And this is something which, when you look at this discussion I have, or what we as a team had in the past, it was in most of the cases that we not had any kind of a communication beforehand, and a prep meeting on what they want to achieve, and we were not aware of this, and then, of course, it can happen that they miss their targets, and then, of course, you will have this discussion afterwards. Okay, we spent that money and we weren't getting there. So what is the next step forward to do it better? Of course, but
Mm.
when it's not happened like this, then, of course, usually you are in trouble in helping the exhibitors to reach their target.
During these years, you must have been speaking to maybe thousands of different companies, from small startups up to these big behemoths of our industry. What different goals do you see, or can you like categorize like what companies like Leica, Trimble, or these companies are looking for in terms of expected KPIs, or some targets with the expo, compared to like small startups with limited budgets going with the smallest booth somewhere at the INTERGEO? Like, how do you see different sizes and different companies having different goals?
Overall, they want to achieve all the same. They come to any event, doesn't matter if it's INTERGEO or some other event, and they want to increase the opportunity to get business in. So, and therefore, the events are those that we build events for helping others building business. So, and this is something which all of them are in the same boat from my point of view. Depends on the size of the company. There are, of course, different goals and different angles where they are looking into it. It's, of course, a difference when you are a market leader or when you're working in a niche. You have a different kind of approaches. But at the end, it's more focused on to achieve, also to be visible as your brand, or to reclaim the thought leadership in any kind of topic, or getting leads in to increase your business. So this depends on what are, of course, your goals. And in general, I would like to say it looks, when you look at the scale, it differs if you're talking about a big company or a smaller one. But in general, I'm pretty sure they want to achieve the same, but on their level. So, and this is something what we have to support, and how we have to support them as at best. So that means, with the big guys, we have marketing departments we work together, which they're different, and they've sorted the task, and the different people responsible for special KPIs, and then for the organization. In smaller companies, it's bundled in one person, but
Mhm.
in overall, they want to achieve the same. They want to be successful at an event, and to increase their business. And on us, on the organizer, is being very close with the entire industry to know where are the trends, where are they heading to, and overall, and building on that, the right opportunities to bring and loop them in to be visible, and to get the right ROE. So this is
Mm,
something.
mm. You already mentioned that if you have a small booth somewhere in the middle of the block, like you have only one side open to the street or to the audience, it's quite difficult to get attention of people because they are overwhelmed with like 360 view of different stands, different exhibitors, different people. And I see this as a problem similar to internet and social media. Like you have only few seconds to grab the attention of people. Uh, is there any example that you experienced in last years that like really grabbed even your attention? How the company was trying to just like say, "Hey, I'm here. Look at me."
Not specific, to be honest. But of course, you can see in some booths where people are thinking, okay, how we can grab the attention by putting a fancy video on a monitor, for instance, or putting any kind of a fancy tool which make noise, or producing any kind of special light, so that's like flash, or so that you get attention. Or so they offer something which usually visitors say, okay, what they offer, so that means they get and try to get their attention for 5 seconds to start any kind of conversation. So that means there are different opportunities how you can be successful on grabbing the attention. Also, why you have a smaller booth. But in general, it's of course much more difficult. However, it's possible. But therefore, as I said, it's helpful also to use the tools we offer. When you have a smaller booth, you easily can put and update it and upgrade it with a special visibility package, for instance, so that we have a special campaign, and to transport them, that they offer some special items, some special giveaway. There's a raffle or something like this. So this is of course what we have as an opportunity, how we can help them. And but yeah, it's sometimes it's very tricky to see what they do. So I saw also that someone was putting a lane, like a from it looks like a street from outside the aisle into the booth, so that someone is okay, here you have to go, and you have to turn right. There are some fancy ideas, or you have some footsteps in front of your booth, something like this. This is all of these kinds are possible that you can do. Yeah, but it's a kind of creativity you need to grab the attention when you have a smaller booth, but it's possible.
Or you can hire two beautiful twins going all over the place like last year at INTERGEO.
This is also
we
possible. It's
we
as I
will
said,
not mention the company, but it was very clever.
yeah, it's you have to be creative. That's it. And then you have to try it and see if it's possible. But yeah, there are some opportunities how to grab the attention.
But this should really be also a strategy when you are investing in going to INTERGEO, and it's not only renting the booth or the space, because it's all about the equipment, about the marketing around it, about spending time there, several people, hotels, travels, everything else. So it really is not a small amount of money you are investing in. So
Yeah.
if you are going as an exhibitor to like any expo, not only to INTERGEO, you really need to think about how to grab the attention, because the job of INTERGEO, if I understand it, is to bring people, but it's not your job personally, Olaf, to get those people to exactly those booths, right? It's up to those companies to grab the attention and to work on how to leverage their position or information or their strategy, how to get people to go to their booth. So they should really like give it a big thought.
Yeah, it's a kind of a collaboration, I would like to say. So we as I said, we have tools where we of course we use to share our exhibitors to the audience, saying, look, kind of companies are there with these products and with the services. But therefore, we need the support that they fill up, for instance, the profile in the directory, for instance. So when this is done, of course, we can promote them more proactively. Is that we say, look, when you are looking for scanners, for instance, and then type scanner in the directory search, and then you get all the companies where scanners. So, and then of course it's a kind of being visible, but we it's of course a bit our job to support them on getting visible. But yeah, it depends on that what also they do. It's limited also a bit the way how effective it is. But overall, it's also the event itself, which helps also the audience to get orientation when they are looking for a special topic, so that the exhibitors can be found, and therefore we do a lot, and we try a lot, and so also for Munich, you will see something special what we will create. So yeah, let's see how it works, and then we will see how we can continue this. So but it's also something, of course, the thing that we discuss and think about what we can do, to also promote more the exhibitors, so that they can be seen a bit more than, and in addition to that, what they do.
Why do you think it's important for companies to come to trade shows and to expos? Because today it's quite easy for companies to communicate through social media, through AI searches and everything else. So like the information is losing its value because people can find basically everything. So companies could be like, oh, should I spend X amount of money for the trade show, or should I rather pay for paid ads on Google or wherever? Like, why do you think it's still important to come to trade show? Now from the exhibitor's point of view, yeah.
So I love this question, because this is something which I think it's very easy to understand why it's important to go to events and platforms like INTERGEO. What you mentioned is totally right. So we are living in an age where you can get at every corner in the internet any information about a product or a service or anything else. But what you will not get the right draft on how you can use it for your purpose and how it fits into your solution as at best. So that means it's something you think about. Oh, that's a great technology. We can use this, fine, and then we can do it better. But you have no idea how it match with the rest of your system or with the rest of your workflow and process. So this is something, of course, you can research, fine, but you will not do it for a lot of different technology offers you will find in the internet. So, but you can do this at an event. And when you look at the events itself, and we talk about an exhibition, we had a kind of an evolution. When you look back, there was the only platform to get any kind of a variety on technology and service go to those kind of platform, because we hadn't this kind of internet so far, and everything what we were able to learn and to read was via a magazine, printed magazine. So then it was needed that a show like INTERGEO, for instance, showcase the entire value chain, and you get a very good overview what is up in the market and how I can use the best for me to get the most out of my business. So now over the years, it developed the way how you can find the information in the internet, and in what kind of depth you will find the information. But you need to you have to gain this trust in how you can use it finally for yourself, so that it fits into your workflows and processes. So you need someone in person to speak to. So and when you get now, you can say, okay, yeah, but we have Teams and we learned it during Corona, fine. But nowadays you are not sure, and you cannot trust that what you see on your screen, because of the AI technology. So it's not that you can trust the opposite, saying, okay, this is really a human I'm talking to. So it can be an AI which you are talking to, and that the technology is far beyond that this is possible, that you have no idea if it's a human or not. So that's needed to meet humans, to trust anyone when you invest a lot of money, that it's not in a vision. So it's really
But this
real.
is what you're saying. This is more from the position of the visitor, right? From the audience. But I would like to first discuss like why is it important for companies to come to the trade show for to exhibit actually.
Yeah, but it's more or less a bit of the same story. You go to an exhibition because you are able to meet a huge crowd on experts which are familiar with the topic you serve, and where you have offering products, and of course you have a database with you, and you send out the information, you take care about your customers, that's fine. But how you get the new ones in, you know and because of the development of the technology and the topics overall, we attract a lot of new and first time visitors. So we have 25-30% nearly, which are new visitors at an INTERGEO show. So you see new faces, and a lot of them you will not have in your database. So that means it's from this point of view, it's necessary not only to go to an event to meet your known customer, but also to meet the unknown, to raise and develop your business, and of course to get the inspiration while you have the discussion with the audience, where they are thinking what are their pain points, and you can figure that in when you are developing your product, and saying, okay, where are the pains in the industry and where my product has to go. So it means this is a kind of a market research, but also first case to increase your network and getting leads in, why you should be as a company also at an event like INTERGEO.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I would just add to that this was just an experience from last days. I was having a call with one potential client, and we were discussing back and forth about the scan to beam project. And at the end of the call, like not the first one, but like the fifth one, the potential client said that, "Wow, you're the first one to talk to me this directly about my project and what to do, what not to do." Right. And this was only during the call. So you can just imagine what magic can happen if you speak to your potential client directly, face to face, on a trade
Yeah,
show. This
yeah,
could have a much more of a value and the benefits for long term.
totally right. I totally agree with that. Face to face is becomes more and more a very trusty currency nowadays, and it's always good to talk face to face. There are some emotions between people when they talk to each other. There's some inspiration, and you get new ideas, and normally you will go beyond that what you usually discuss, because there will be an idea or something like this. So this is a kind of how you call it also magic, which is happen at a show floor. This will be not able to create it at a online meeting or a video call or something like this. So because we are humans, we live from the emotions, and while
Yeah.
I'm talking face to face, then of course it's happened something, and this is a kind of a magic which is more than only 1+1 is 2. No, it's 3 and more. And this is also why this kind of platforms and meeting people face to face is so important.
I'm interested to hear some cool stories from INTERGEO history. You already mentioned the story how you were trying to get the cable from the roof to your booth.
Yeah,
Do you have any similar or even better stories from INTERGEO?
yeah. So there are of course some funny stories, what you have during the or with the shows. When about the company's name we have at INTERGEO. A lot of them start with geo and so on and so forth. So and when you have a directory with 15 up to 20 companies starting with geo, we had at one INTERGEO we had the issue that everything went well in the preparation. We go on site, and then at some time a company showed up, geo XXX, I don't know. So and they said, okay, yeah, we are here and we would like to set up. And say, yes, we know this is the place and the space, and as far as we know, the stand are already built up. Yes, but it's not ours. I said, okay, it's not it's not yours. So how it can be, Yeah, it's not ours. We ordered completely different things, So I said, okay, well, let's figure that out. So we walked at their booth, and yes, it was not their booth because of the a change in the name and also in the communication between us and the stand constructor. Yeah, we mixed two companies, and so there was a right exhibitor at the right space, but the wrong stand construction. So we called the stand constructor and say, look, here's a mistake. So how we can sort this out? And he called 8 of his guys, and they moved. It was a 12 square meter booth, so it was not that much, but they moved the booth by hand from one place to another because the space where these booths should be built was around the next corner. So it was easily what we could fix, but yeah, it's sometimes very funny situation when you stay in the fair management and say, what's going on here? You ordered and it's your wrong booth, so I can't understand. So this is what's very funny, but also, when we have these for keynotes, the official speakers from the ministry, for instance, so at one INTERGEO, we are waiting at a place which was discussed and agreed with the official protocol of the venue, and there is a place where always the car of the ministry will arrive, and then there's official a team from the venue to welcome the people, and of course we also were there, but nobody appears, and it comes closer and closer to the opening of the conference, and we say, what's going on? And then I got a call from the entrance that there's the speaker from the ministry at the entrance and had no entrance ticket because for sure had no entrance ticket. So then I ran to the entrance, grabbed the person and bring the person to the opening. This is something which, of course, you have to live with that, and this is a kind of our special things which you can say we are of course everything, but we are not doing our job as we used to it, so it's always things which runs in a different way sometimes.
Yeah, I'm wondering about one thing, because I already mentioned that last year was very heavily focused on slams, and I expect just the same or maybe even more this year during INTERGEO. Maybe you could confirm or deny this because you know who will be there. But now the question is like very naturally, every slam company would love to scan at least their booth or their aisle or the whole venue. I think this must be a real issue, right?
Yeah, it is, and we experienced this last year in Frankfurt. So it was also new to me because in the past it was no problem, when to generating demo data for showcasing it in the booth, but it's also because of the overall situation and the discussion about critical infrastructure and so on and so forth. The rules in the venues changed a bit. So far, it was not allowed, or it is not allowed, to do any scans inside the venue of Frankfurt. But I wasn't aware about this, But of course, I never asked this. Nobody told me, so it was not covered. And then I also got a call and say, okay, you have to come to the show management. The security will come and with 11 people, were scanning the infrastructure and outside the building and so on. So I said, okay, it should be not a problem. So I arrived, and then we had a discussion on what it's allowed and what is not allowed. And at the end, I learned is not allowed because of they changed the rules, but I wasn't aware. I got no information about this. So so we have to take care about this. What we can do just in case someone needs demo data or wants to scan something inside. And now with Munich, we are now in place that we can scan inside. But it was also a discussion, that we have to discuss with them again when we have a request on scanning anything outside. Then maybe we should open up a dedicated area which we get the permission to let the exhibitors there to scan infrastructure, for instance. But it changed over the time, and you have to deal with this.
So, if I understand right, it probably will be possible to scan something in Munich, but at least it would be nice to ask or to
This is
just
correct,
notice that
especially when it's outside.
we would like to scan something. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then we have to talk to each other.
Yeah. Of course. Why should people come? Why do you think? We mentioned AI, information, everything. With the audience, it's even worse because you can literally find everything on the internet now. Like you can really just chat GPT all the information about any device, any use cases, any papers around it, and everything else. Why the F should people come to the show?
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier, so it's also learning from each other is very important to change the experience on using the technology, to get a better understanding, much more better understanding on what this technology, especially in combination with the data, can bring and will enable you to do more for your business as you did so far. And you will get on the entire value chain. You will get and see the impact of those boosters. What's going on? You mentioned that we talk about AI and also reality capturing. Yes, but at the end, you can't forget what other topics are at INTERGEO. We not mention digital twins. We not mention BIM, for instance. So, but also from the technology part of view, when you look, what are the latest development from the different producers on combining different technology, on laser, on measuring. So this is amazing what is going on there. Also since Frankfurt, so it means you have the opportunity to come there to get in touch with it. This is a very nice thing. You can touch it, you can feel it. You have the discussion with the engineer to get more specific information for your business, for your way how you can use it. And of course, as I said, we are humans. It's something that you will feel that you are in the right industry. That you feel the dynamic of that, what you can achieve. And I'm pretty sure, and this is something what I saw also in the visitor survey from last year's event. They left the show and were totally inspired. It was such a great feedback we got in the interviews, and this is not happen when you sit at your computer, drink a coffee, and have pages of results, and there are no emotions, But when you're at the show, you can look at different technologies. You can compare. You can discuss with peers, with other colleagues. And this is something. You will see, of course, the state of the art technology. You will find the state of the art systems, and what I really observe over the last year from Frankfurt to now. It is a next step on what is possible, and it's needed to that this someone will see and get an understanding what this technology and especially also the data will enable them. And it's not only focused on AI and reality camera. I would like to say there are tools, there are enablers, but when it comes to solution, it's a different game. And therefore, it's needed to be updated and know what is the latest trend to be ahead of the curve, and to take the right decision for your business, and
Mm. Mm.
as
Well,
we are just in front of the Oktoberfest. It's also not the worst reason to come to Munich this year.
that's a good benefit. When I'm answering to some questions from my audience about like which brand, which scanner, which slime company should they go with, I usually respond with the similar answer that in the same category, if you pick like top 3 to 5 producers, they're almost the same in terms of like every possible KPI or like whatever you want to measure. They are more or less the same. So what you are really looking for is the communication with the team, the support, the sales process, the training process, the support when you will need to solve problems when scanning, if we are speaking about reality capturing right now. And the problems will come, and they will come more sooner than later. So you need to know what to expect from the team. And these expos, I think, is a beautiful way how to gather exactly this information. Like when you want to speak to 3 different producers of a slum scanner, and you talk at the show to all 3 of them, you will see right away which is communicating how, which communication style and working style fits you more, where can you find more local dealership for something. And I think this really correlates. Like when some company treats you not good during the expo, they will not treat you good when you are the customer.
Yeah,
And I think vice
yeah,
versa. So I really think that at least if you are on a buying market, like if you are considering buying like any device, this is the greatest opportunity to get in touch in person with those people that are selling, servicing, and just operating the software and hardware around it. So I think this is a really great opportunity.
yeah. Absolutely. It's and also from using your time very effective. It's something you are at one place. You can meet the entire variety on that what it's get offered in the market. You have all brands there, so it's very easy to check the technical details, but also that what you mentioned, what is the ecosystem behind, how I'm integrated in their ecosystem, what kind of support I can get from them, how they will support me in finding the right workflows, the right processes. And it's really easy to find it out while you are discussing with them and chatting with them, to get a feeling, and there exactly we are in the position of we are humans. We need that feeling to trust someone, to feel in a good shape, to do business with someone, because the feeling is good. And so this is really what you easily can compare at an event like INTERGEO. So and a lot of people use this for sure. So I see that they have a lot of meetings. So the visitors, a lot of meetings. We also ask this, every year. So 16 up to 20 meetings is a minimum of visitors they have, which are there for 2 days. So this is really of an interest to get the most out of it, to get the information in which is the best way for me, which can help me and support me in the best way forward. And of course, the price is usually also one criteria. But I guess in nowadays, it's also the way how I get the service from them and how I get the support of them is also something which they figure in their discussion and their decision for sure. So it's a great opportunity, and of course, when I'm able to have also time to run around, I'm also look at the show floor to get an overview, maybe to see what's going on, and also starting to get a better understanding on maybe it's a kind of a small plant today, but there's a potential in that it will grow, and I see a lot of them at the moment because of the way how the industry and the technology and also the systems are developing so far because
Mm.
of the push of AI, but also
Mm.
other impacts of things which were developed over the last years.
I think it's also very interesting and different networking opportunity. For example, if I'm going to the wedding, I usually don't know what to talk about with people. Like all these strangers, you don't know what topic it fits. It doesn't know where what topic you can touch, which not because of I don't know why. But at these kind of events, like these people are ready to speak about geospatial stuff and reality capture, right? So whoever you want to talk about scanning or photogrammetry or GNSS antennas, like they are ready, they are there to speak about this. So I just say like it's when you go to a golf club, for example, and you want to speak about golf, yeah, those people are ready.
Yeah,
they all
exactly.
they all love golf, so they will speak to you. So I think this is a really very safe environment for networking opportunities also.
Yeah, but also because that you with the latest development in the industry, you can shorten your workflow and your processes. You know, so it's easier to get to the solutions and to get the stage of taking the right decision out of the data with the technology which is in place. And of course, everyone is interested in that because time is running and time is money, as you know. And but with these latest developments, we easily can speed up a lot of processes, and this is also the reason why everyone is looking at it, what I can do with this and how I can use it, and therefore not only okay how I can use AI, but also in the way how I can use AI to impact my process on digital twins, on BIM, on getting the technology forward. You know, so and this is something which is a completely different level. You know, usually you have one improvement in a technology, and you have maybe one or two benefits out of this, but this the latest development goes across horizontal to all vertical segments and give a positive impact on this. And this is also why I think it's a bit different when you talk about the interest itself. It's really a hype, and because you know it touches so different areas and improves that areas, that is I'm expecting really a huge interest in getting the latest information about that,
Mhm.
and now also in Munich on that.
How do you see the importance of changing the perspective of an expo as a place where you can showcase software, hardware, shifting to the place where we can actually communicate the workflows, solving of business problems, learning something? How do you feel about it? Do you see that shift, or do you actually like doing step forwards to support this shift?
This shift is almost happen, as you know. So when you look back, one of the reason also we change our strategy and conception on the stage side in the expo is based on this. You know, so until Stuttgart, we had three stages, which were saying first come first serve, and it was more or less mixed. And with Frankfurt, we sorted in this way that we have the main stage, which covers the core topics of INTERGEO, so the technology, the data, the collection, but also the data management and the models behind and the systems. So and with the application dome, we add a bit of that what you just mentioned regarding the shift, saying giving them the opportunity to showcase what they can enable, you know. So and therefore of course we have to consider the target group we have, and what they expect from an event like INTERGEO. But of course, we pushed already the boundaries a bit, saying, okay, yeah, we give examples in which way you can use the technology and the data, and to open up the mind a bit in this way. So this is something, what I would like to say, this is contributing to this shift already, and then we will see what comes next, and what is the
Do
dimension and the outcome of this shift.
do you see a demand for this from the audience? Because you already mentioned that you are doing surveys among visitors. Do you see like the
Yeah.
trend
So
towards this?
yeah, as I said, so this is happened because of that we analyze the data from the visitor surveys, and of course they are interested to know what comes next after the technology and the data. So but so far we are good in covering it with the application dome. But of course, you have to look at the survey again to see, okay, if it's okay, or if they are fine with that, or if there are further demand. So far, it's good. We got very good feedbacks after Frankfurt, and so we hope we can continue that with Munich, and then we will see what is maybe the next step forward in this kind of reflecting the shift. But however, you have to be also straightforward, seeing, okay, what is the core group you are targeting, and what is the far end at the moment where we are. So and you can't run away that much. So it means you have to be clear on that. What is the core focus of the show, and then you have to see what is possible to do in that frame. So far we are fine, and but let's see what is the next development, and what is the outcome of this.
What new things can people expect on this year's INTERGEO?
New is of course the reality capturing focus, but also which we go with the cooperation with 3Dice. We will have the reality capturing hub, where with a podcast studio of 3Dice, we also will welcome 4 up to 5 companies in this area. So in Frankfurt, we had only the podcast studio, but now we have also 4 or 5 companies presenting their products and system on reality capturing. What it's new also to support a bit what we discussed earlier, bringing the audience in touch with the topic and the theme itself. We will have a reality capturing experience park, where the visitors can take the technology and walk through items to scan these,
Okay.
and to see how easy it is, how difficult it is, and maybe what is the workflow afterwards. So and
There
also,
will be different brands present, or how it will work?
so far this is a plan that we have different brands there, so that they also can compare and see what are the difference between the technologies. However, it's a kind of bringing the audience in touch with the technology, with the topic itself, and it's also underlined by the lectures, or the presentation in the application dome. And when it comes to the theoretical part, also on the main stage also we have reality capturing there, when it comes to what is the structure behind, and it's more in theory, this topic. This is of course what I would like to say new to when you compare it with Frankfurt. Other than that, we have this massive presentation of the market leaders in the different halls, which is of course, especially also with the latest development, what they will present, always a highlight, and it's always new. And so far, I would like to say it's you will see the dynamic, and you will feel the dynamic of the industry in all of the 4 halls, and and we focus a bit on that, which is currently, from our point of view, also the enabler for doing more and getting beyond.
Can you walk us through some numbers, statistics, like how many people are you expecting? How many exhibitors will be there?
Yeah, so far, of course, we are not still ready with getting exhibitors in. So we are still in the selling phase. Also, for those who are deciding lastminute.com want to present, of course, for those we have also still an easy entry package in place, so that they only have to take care about their travel and the product they would like to present. All other things we will organize. So this is something what is easily we can do. However, we will be at the end at 530 exhibitors again. So above 500 we for sure will be. We're expecting the 8,000, 18,000 visitors and more. So we would like to reach the 18,500 from Frankfurt. Currently, it seems so that it of course will happen, but the 18,000 for sure. And also from the international share, we will be around 65% on the exhibitor side, and it will be 50-50 on the visitor side, so national and international visitors. This is something what currently I can see in the registrations. So it will be crowded again, and there will be a lot of dynamic in a lot of new things which the audience will see and can be discussed. We have also very great keynotes in from Hexagon, but also very interesting from Esri. Jack Dangermont will be there on the first day, and also the CTO, Mr. Bockham from Hexagon will be there on the first day. So it's very high level, and it's something which is stands with the position of the show, how important it is for the industry, and when I would like to say the who's who of the industry will be there from around the globe, and so that means we are looking forward to a very great show with doing and getting a next step on creating an impact, creating something magical, so that everyone not only will come for the Oktoberfest in Munich, so but also for the business and see what's going on in the industry and what are the latest trends.
You said that you are still in a selling phase for exhibitors, so because it's happening in month and a half or so.
Yeah.
So if there is a company that is still like thinking about coming to INTERGEO, or previously said to themselves, "Oh, it's too late to deal with this now," you're saying that there is still time. Like
So
how much of a time do you think they need when they really decide? How much time do they need to actually finish every preparations and just come there?
Yeah, so with the easy entry package, what I mentioned was we can say the mid of August that will be the deadline. So not later than that, because then of course we have an issue to organize all the third party guys behind. But until that time, it's possible also to jump in. Of course, it's a standardized package. However, you will have the reach online and have your presentation on site, and we will do the organizational part. And the only thing which is with the exhibitors to organize themselves and that what they want to present. So it's possible, and I'd like to say mid of August is the final deadline.
Do you think you could also share with us the numbers? Like, if there is a company doing something nice and they are really thinking like, how much will they spend for this entry package?
For the entry package, yeah. So you're around 5 up to 6K.
Okay, so 5 to 6K you can get into INTERGEO as
depends on that what you would like to
exhibitor.
present. So when you talk about the reality capturing area, when you are in this segment, you have to invest 5K. When you like to be a bit more independent, then of course it's a bit more expensive. But yeah, it's almost under the 10,000, so it's 7,000-8,000, something like this. But this is the range between. 5 and 8.
How do you deal with competitions? Because like you said it, like everybody that means something in the industry is going to be at INTERGEO, which naturally means that all of the competition doesn't matter from which particular industry is going to be there. And how do you like navigate through those relationships, like where want to be in which booth and next to who they want to be, who they not want to be next to? Is it difficult?
Yeah, it's very sensitive, of course, but it's something which is, yeah, it's built up over the last years, but also during the time when I was the first time with Inter. So I'm very transparent and open with all of them. So just in this during this weeks, I'm in touch with the bigger companies on looking for 27. What are they planning? Where are they want to stay? Because we do rebooking on site, and therefore we need to clear up where they want to stay and what are the current plannings on looking to Frankfurt. So this starts now to organize the next INTERGEO already, and that means, yeah, we have an open discussion, and so we it's fine to define their location in that way that it's not clash, and because of the year on year, we have always the chance to rotate, and so that some year in 1 year maybe one of the key players are more in front. The year after it changed a bit, so it's a kind of a routine which built up over the last years. So, and but of course it's important. They do a massive investment on being at INTERGEO, and we have to take care about it for sure. And this is not only saying, okay, here's a floor plan, this is your location, live with that. That doesn't work, So that means we already start our discussion for Frankfurt during this weeks,
Is the discussion looking like, oh, we would rather not, or is it like, no, here's a blacklist, we cannot be near these companies?
Depends on, So I would like to say in the past it was much more critical than it's nowadays. You have your friends and you have those companies you usually not want to have so close to you. It's normal, I guess. It doesn't matter if to talk about big guys or smaller companies. You have always the same. So they have a wish list and say, okay, when you give me a location, please, maybe it's good to be at that place and not on this place because of that. So of course it's something what we deal behind the scenes with, and so far, over the last 30 years, we did it not that wrong. So we are still growing and having a good relationship with all customers. And yeah, sometimes you have to find a compromise, but yeah, it's life. It's not everything that it's will go in this way. What you are thinking of. So, but yeah, I would like to say we are really in a good relationship with them and know, of course, what they want and where they're heading. And from a very early stage, we try to support them also in supporting them in the way that they will get the best out of it.
What are you personally most excited about in this year?
Excited. I'm really excited in which kind of a speed the new technology smashed the industry. This is really which excited me. I was 2 weeks ago at the user conference of ISRI in San Diego, and I saw the latest.
You were sending me messages that, oh, it was great. Oh, it was great.
it was really amazing to see what is possible, and this is only one market leader, and I guess there is some other solution out which I'm really looking forward to see in Munich. And this is really what exciting me to see as a surveying engineer where we are now with this kind of a profession, and of course these are the basis to capture the world and to bringing into a situation and a level that others are enabled to do more without it, to take the right decision nowadays and be and taking quick decisions because we haven't time. And this is something which is really thrilling me at the moment to see how it's speeded up and how the basics are used to create magical out of it. And this is something which I'm really looking forward to Munich to see maybe what is when you look on a broader view, where are the entire industry, and also I will listen to them to see what comes next.
It's cute, Olaf, when after 20 plus years of organizing expos and shows, you are still saying, I am a survey engineer.
Yeah.
You still feel like one.
Yeah, but without that, a lot of things won't be happen, and won't be possible. So that means this is something where a lot of people in this industry can be proud of it, and they are needed, and you see, because of a lot of changes in the world, it's necessary to have this kind of data in that accuracy and that quality, and with this level of information in place to design and to discuss the future, and this is really a good, for me it's a good feeling being part of it, knowing that I'm currently not proactively working in that industry, but with that, what we are doing here with the team and I'm very excited on that, what's going on, and that we year on year are able to create this magic events and sharing it with the entire community to give them the feeling that they are in the right community and it's dynamic and it's progressing.
It's really great what you're doing with the INTERGEO. Of course, it took more than 30 years to build such a big brand and trusted event. So it's really not it's not fast. It's not cheap. It's really hard work. When we were creating our Free Dice conference, that INTERGEO is a hopefully proud partner of.
We
one of
do.
one of our first ideas was, because we knew we need to collaborate with companies. We cannot be competing to these big expos and big shows. So we knew that we need to collaborate with others, and it was like very straightforward. At first, it was a dream. Like, once we would love to have an INTERGEO as a partner at Free Dice conference. And then I remembered our discussion during, it was 3 or 4 years ago, during the INTERGEO, and how enthusiastic you were about collaboration, about doing something with us influencers, and to find something new, some new wind into the industry. So I was really glad that your answer was like very fast and very clear. Like, of course, we want to do something with you, Michael. So I'm just saying I'm very thankful for that. I really think that the INTERGEO is one of the greatest shows in our industry. Do you have any last words to our audience?
I hope I will meet the entire audience in Munich to celebrate a great magical event, and that all of them will see what is possible nowadays with the latest developments, and have a great time in Munich. Have a great time with the exhibitors. Have a great time with others they will meet, and to bring their business forward and to learn a lot, and get inspired from that, what they are doing, and be part of it, of that what comes next. So welcome to Munich.
Thank you,
I
Olaf.
hope I can say.
Thank you, Olaf, for doing this. Have a great day.
Thank you very much for the podcast. It was really a pleasure. Thank you very much.